Okay, we're going to get started. Here we go. Everybody, backlit. Think I need this anymore. There we go. Better. Okay. All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, translators, um, for helping out. We are on course 17, the second review course in the ACI courses. Class 2, question 1. Who would like to read? Oh, there's only a few of us here. I will ask Roxana, would you like to read?
Yes, perfect.
Cool.
Let me just. Okay. Name and describe the principle most important in reaching an intellectual understanding of emptiness at the path of preparation.
Ooh,
Chichadrak.
I think so. What's an English translation?
Quality and characteristic.
Yeah. What's an incorrect English translation? That might be correct someplace else for those words.
General and specific.
Yeah, good. All right. Um, yeah. Look,
Mm.
read this, Roxana.
This is the principle of quality and characteristic, Chichadrak, which is more generally translated as general and specific. In general, there are four types of generals, three of which are especially relevant here. These are type generals, rikchi, actual object generals, dunchi, and term generals, trachi. An example of a type general would be car, which is a quality, a chi, characteristic of chedrak, a Chevrolet. An example of an actual object general would be your mental image of a person whom you had actually met before. An example of a term general would be your mental imagination of a person whom you had heard someone talk about but had never actually met. The fourth type of general is a collection general, which refers to the whole composed of its parts. An example here would be a person's body composed of a head, legs, arms, and torso.
Yeah, good. Yeah, generals or the cheese, right? Qualities. Um, okay. Here are they. What's Chiche Jack, Roxana? Translate.
General and characteristic or quality and characteristic.
Yep. Rikchi?
Um, like family type
Yeah.
or
Exact. Type, family, class. Good. I guess I'd put type, right? Type general. Um, Dunchi,
mm, how do we translate this? Like the meaning general? The
object, I think.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because it creates the object, right?
Right, the actual object general.
Yeah, the actual object here. Yeah, yeah. And then Jachi,
Like the name, the term general.
yeah, or sound or something. What is special? Yeah, term. Mhm. Term, word, sound. Mm. Because you've heard it, but you haven't seen it, so you just know it as a word or a term or a sound, right? The Eiffel Tower. Hmm,
Mm.
you probably have seen the Eiffel Tower, though.
I have not.
You haven't. Oh, right, you haven't been to France. which I always thought was weird. I don't know. You feel like someone who's been to France. I don't know. All right, cool. Thank you, Roxana. Perfect. Number two. Hannah, would you like to read?
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
And give the name of the state of mind following the direct perception of emptiness at the path of saying, and list the four objects understood at this point.
Yeah. What's it called?
Gdzie to piesie?
Yeah, English?
Um, Something aftermath wisdom or something like that.
Yeah, the aftermath. Literally subsequent wisdom. Yeah. The the wisdom that happens due to the fact that you just saw emptiness directly. Right. And what are the four objects? Anybody?
The four Arya truths.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and I just akin it to like if you saw like um one of your employees stealing, right? You'd be like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's why our budget was off. That's why they have so much money. That's why um they always acted that way. That's why I had that feeling around them." Do you understand? It's logical. It's not there's you have this mystical thing and this mystical thing happens. Yeah, it's mystical and amazing, the direct perception of emptiness. But it's because you just saw something directly, then you understand these things subsequently due to what you saw. That's all. Okay? All right. Yeah, the four Arya truths. He lists them. Hana, would you like to read, please?
Name. The state of mind following the direct perception of emptiness on the path of saying is known as subsequent wisdom.
Yeah.
Chetop Geshe.
Yeah, J-top, yes. J-top is that's what comes after, that which is achieved after, literally, in Yeshe's wisdom. Hana?
For the first time, one perfectly understands that all life is suffering, which is the area truth of suffering.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Denpa, that truth of Duknyam. By the way, they're Arya truths because they happen to an Arya, right? Uh, that word noble is Arya. It's the translation because Arya can literally mean someone who is higher, noble, exalted, something like that. That's why Hitler stole it to try to relate racism and anti-Semitism to something better. Okay? It's Sanskrit, Aryan, Arya. Um, what is it in Persian? Iran, the noble people. All right? Persian is a Indo-European language, right? It's been highly influenced by Arabic, but it is. All right, read this, Hannah.
One perfectly understands that this suffering has come through ignorance, especially in the form of the misperception of reality, the bad thought that it creates, and the karma inspired by them both. This is the area thrust of the original of suffering.
Yeah, good. Kunjung Dempa. Yeah, where suffering comes from, the truth of where suffering comes from. Yeah, you. All right, Hannah.
One sees directly that it is possible to end this suffering. This is the area trust of uh, cessation.
Yeah, yeah. If you end the ignorance, basically, you can end the suffering. All right, and the fourth. Oh yeah, Gokden, the truth of the end or cessation. And it's all based on logic, okay? You realize you see emptiness directly, so you realize you've had a misperception your whole existence, okay? And so therefore, yeah, someone was stealing from you your whole life and you just got it. You're like, oh, or you were bleeding your whole life. Oh, that's what bleeding is? No wonder I felt weak and tired and kept getting infections. Okay? Seriously. Um, and then you understand that it's not random. There's a source. There's a cause. Okay? Um, and then you understand, well, if there's a source, there's a way to stop it. And then if there's a way to stop it, there's a path to which it can be stopped. It's logical, okay? It's not like a random set of things you have to believe in. It's what logically happens if you have this realization. Read this, Hannah.
One sees how to read the end of suffering, especially by use of the direct perception of emptiness. This is called the area trust of the past,
Yeah,
Lamden.
London. And again, even the certainty you have, it's not some kind of mystical thing. The cessations aren't mystical. If you see it directly, you're like, oh, that's the reason. Therefore, this is true. This path is true. Therefore, I have no doubt. Therefore, I can't believe in, well, these go together. Therefore, I can't believe in uh that like cutting myself or something is going to help because obviously the real cause is I just saw it. So all that other stuff doesn't make any sense. All right. And then yeah, and then you can never believe again that it's any other way because you just saw it. No one can fool you like intellectually. That doesn't mean just because you know now, just because you know that's the thief now, doesn't mean that the stealing has to stop right away. Correct? So that means innately the actual action that created that thing from happening, the deeper seeds for innately believing in things can still go on. But you understand, you're like, well, I know what's happening. I just can't stop it yet. It makes sense. It is logical. Lam means path, Den means truth. All right, how many questions are there? Ooh, seven. All right, number three. Uh-oh. Panaitova?
Give at least two actual examples of the four objects listed in question 2.
Yeah. Okay, so two for each. What are two examples of the truth of suffering that an Arya realizes in subsequent wisdom? Um,
They're gonna die.
yeah, everything you do is useless? You've been a selfish idiot your whole life? Seriously. Everything you've done your whole life has been imbued with selfishness, and then you die a stupid death? Literally. Okay, I think a couple of those are there. Um, okay. Sometimes I mix up which one goes with which. One perceives truly the fact that he or she is impermanent and must die. For about a day, one can read other people's minds and see directly the mental afflictions in them. That doesn't sound fun. The second one, the source, I think being selfish is part of the source. And you've never had a right perception your whole existence. You've been an idiot since time with no beginning. That's messed up. Read this, Panitova.
One understands that he or she has never had a correct perception at all in any moment of his and or her life so far. One understands that all of his or her actions are actually only selfish and self-serving. Even religious studies and rituals and offerings and constantly infected by self-interest, desire, and pride.
Yeah, I can confirm that one already. Um, and the third one sees directly that it is possible to end this suffering. They are a truth of cessation. Uh, what are the examples? I mean, you have cessations for, doubt, intellectual belief. Oh yeah, don't you directly see your next seven lives or whatever? So therefore, yeah. All right, that's it. Read this Panayitova.
One understands that the emptiness which he perceived directly was the essence body of the Buddha. One knows how many lifetimes it will be, for example, 7 more, before his enlightenment. One realizes that he will not be called by his name at the time. One understands that representations of the Buddha and tantric deities, such as paintings and statues, have actually come eventually from someone who actually saw them.
Yeah, exactly. And the last is the path. I don't know.
That the teachings are correct.
Yeah, that if you follow the teachings, you can get out, that you can become a Buddha. That sounds good. You read this, Roxanne.
One understands perfectly that his perception was accurate and correct, not a delusion or hallucination. One has an almost physical sensation of bodhicitta, a love spreading out to the world from one's heart, and an intention to help the world. One for a time loses all desire for worldly objects such as food, understand that understands that miracles like turning iron to gold are possible, and realizes that the contents of the scripture are all perfectly correct, that the Dharma is the absolute correct way. One understands the meaning of the diamond, and one understands truly the need to prostrate oneself.
Oh, okay. That sounds nice. Start meditating, everybody. All right. Okay. Number 4. Did the Buddha in his former life feel pain as his limbs were slowly cut off by the king of Kalinka, and he understood the emptiness of the three elements? Explain in some detail. Hmm.
He did feel pain. But because he understood the emptiness of the three elements, he understood that if he would have gotten angry at the guy, it would have just created more suffering in the future. He
What was,
understood that what he did in the past created this pain now.
yeah, $100. What was his name in that life?
Ooh, I think. Um, was it like Sopa?
Damn it! Fuck!
Yes.
All right, $100. Send me your PayPal.
No,
Uh,
I want it in person in Mexico City. I want the
fine,
bill, the $100 bill.
fine. I'll bring it. Yes, his name is Sipa, which means never gets mad. That's why I asked. Because he didn't get mad. His name was already doesn't get mad before he didn't get mad. I don't know when he got the name, but yeah, cool. Read this.
He did feel pain, but he realized that that same time that the three elements of the situation, meaning here the king who was hurting him, himself being hurt by the king, and the fact that the whole situation was happening at all, each had its own emptiness, meaning each was a perception being forced upon him by his past deeds or karma.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Oh, all right. Hannah, you want to read number 5?
Yes. Why didn't he feel any heart rate at that moment?
Yeah, hatred.
Hatred.
Yeah, good. Um, yeah. I mean, same reason, right? He understood that it was all coming from him. Therefore, any hatred would just result in more problems in the future. Um, read this, Hannah.
He didn't feel any uh, heart rate because
Hatred.
he hatred, sorry, because he realized that the reason the situation was happening was that he himself had done harm to someone else in the past, and he understood that if he did respond with ha- hatred or any other negative action or karma, he would only be per, per sorry, help me,
Perpetuating.
perpetuating
Mhm.
his situation that he would again be hurt himself in the future. He chose understand to break his cycle of violence by applying his wisdom, his understanding of emptiness.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Good. Um, number 6. Why do things change? And why do some things in our world cause other things? For example, why does medicine always work? Or why are some investment strategies always successful? What do you think, Panitova? Why does medicine always work?
It doesn't always work.
What?
It works for people who had seeds, for that good seeds, yes, and doesn't work who uh, doesn't have good seeds.
Fine. Read this.
Despite the fact that things
Spite.
are empty,
Despite.
despite
Hmm.
no, because of the fact that things are empty, things work. Because, for example, medicine is empty and has no inherent nature of beings able to cure anything at all. Aspirin works for some people and doesn't work for others, depending on their own past deep deeds or karma. And it's obvious that we can say that risky investment strategies are more successful than con- conservative ones, or vice versa. Either one is successful for a person who has made good karmic imprints on their minds in the past, and either one is unsuccessful for a person who has not.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's um number 7. I'll read it. Explain why the viewpoint expressed by Huashang and others that morality is unnecessary because things are empty is totally mistaken. Well, Huashang Mahayana and other teachers believe that basically nihilism, because things are empty, they don't exist or don't matter, or things don't matter. It's not that. It's that things have no nature of being themselves, but they have a nature that comes from the things you do. So that therefore, morality is all that's necessary. How you act, how you treat people, how you think, how you speak to people, etc. All objects in the world are like empty screens. What we see on them is totally a projection caused by the imprints in our own minds, placed there when we did something either good or bad in the past. Therefore, because things are empty, we must be good and moral in our personal lives. If we want to be forced by our karma to see the world as a tantric paradise in the future. Yeah, that'd be nice. All right, that's it. Thank you, translators. Thanks, Daria. Thank you, Anna. And thanks for coming, everybody. And recording as well. And we will have class for until the 21st. Each every day. I don't know what the schedule of the retreat's gonna be, so I might have to change the time for the days of the retreat. Okay. Mm, or teach during breakfast or something. We'll see. All right. Bye, everybody. See you. Thank you. There's translator class all day. I'm going on the other link now if you want to come to translator class. Bye.